The Golden Apple Tree and the Nine Peacocks are Greek tales. There is a similar story in Eastern Europe and the Balkans. Once upon a time, in a beautiful village in Greece, there lived a poor but kind-hearted young man named Alexander. He made a living by cutting trees and plowing fields in the forests around the village. However, no matter how hard I worked, life was never easy. One day, Alexander found a particularly large tree in the forest near the village. The tree was different from the others, and I could see golden apples bearing fruit on its branches. It was as beautiful as a dream, and just looking at it had a brilliance that made my heart skip a beat. Alexander approached the tree and decided to try to pick an apple. At that moment, 9 beautiful peacocks that were hiding under the trees took off. The peacocks spread their wings and flew in the sky, their glittering golden feathers shining like the sun. "What do you mean by taking an apple?" The leader of the peacocks raised his voice. "This tree is our tree. Whoever takes the golden apple must be punished." Alexander was surprised, but said calmly, "I'm sorry, I just thought I was hungry and wanted to eat an apple. I didn't know that this tree belonged to you." The leader peacock thought silently for a while, and then said to Alexander, "If you are sincerely remorseful, let me give you a test. In order to protect this tree, you need to prove the kindness hidden in your heart. Only those who have cleared the 3 trials can obtain the fruit of this tree." Alexander mustered up the courage to answer, "I will take on the test, and if this allows me, I will do anything." The peacocks spread their wings and soared into the sky. "The first test is to help your neighbor, and now look for anyone in need near the village." Alexander quickly returned to the village, and as he was walking down the road, he saw an old woman carrying a heavy load on the side of the road. Without hesitation, he took the package and drove it home. The woman smiled gratefully and said to Alexander, "A person with a kind heart like you will brighten up the world." The peacocks were watching from the sky and said, "The second test is to share what is given to you generously. There must be people in the village who are starving now. Share all that is in your hands." Alexander complied and shared all the food he had with the villagers. People ate with pleasure and said words of thanksgiving. Alexander said with a smile, "It's my happiness to be able to do this." "And the last test," the peacock said. "The third test is to see if you can truly care for others, and are you willing to give your life to help the most needy in the village?" Alexander thought for a moment and remembered a woman with a sick father who lived on the outskirts of the village. The woman was working desperately to cure her father's illness, but she couldn't afford the treatment. Alexander gave the woman all the money he had and said, "This should give me money to treat my dad. Please be happy." The peacocks watched the action. And the leader peacock said, "You have a really great heart. I will give you this golden apple if you have cleared all the trials." At that moment, in the palm of Alexander's hand, a golden apple appeared again. The peacocks spread their wings and soared into the sky, saying, "You are a true warrior who can help others wholeheartedly, and this tree and apple will be in your hands in the future." Alexander took the apple and returned to the village. The apple had the power to enrich the village and connect people's hearts. Alexander vowed to continue to help the people, and the village became happier and happier. That's it.